Hello, everyone. Today we're going to learn how to add a slider to a page using Elementor. To get started, go to the left pane and click on Pages. Next, we select the page I have already created. Then click on Edit with Elementor. And now on this page, we need to click on Edit Single Page. And now the fun begins. We're finally going to make a slider. To do this, we need to click on the plus sign, select Flexbox and one container. Click on the plus sign to add an element, then enter slider in the search box and click on the element we need. This is how our default slider looks like. You can click on it and see that there are 3 elements. Then we go to the settings and add several images to each slider, for example. This is what our slider looks like now. Click to check it just to be sure. And proceed to customizing the styles. To begin with, select the first element, see the following options and turn on background overlay. This is what we see. You can also add a color or resize it as desired. For example, click on different ones, but we will finally stop at cover. In general, the background color on top of the photo can be any color you like. Then you can change the blend mode and see the difference, but we'll stay with normal. So far, this is how it looks like. Then you can add some animation. We're going to add the same style and animation to the next 2 slides, so follow along closely. Next, we have to go to the slider option. Here you can configure the display of navigation elements on our slider. It can be just arrows, it can be dots at the bottom, or nothing at all, but we leave the initial option when everything is together. Then you can click on different things here, so watch carefully what I'm doing. Next, we go to the Style tab, go down. Here you can change the title, then the description, namely the text color, font, size, but this is optional. Then go up to the slider. Here you can set a different size of the content, some small value, or more, but we will stop at 70%. You can also add some kind of text shadow, but we don't need it, so let's move on to the button. There are various options here. You can set different button sizes, for example. But we'll stick with small. Then you can change the text of the button, let's say it's white. Next, let's add styles so that the hovered button is black text and a white background, so follow my steps. Then check if all the buttons are in the same style. Next, you can view the styles for the navigation buttons on our slider. You can do it behind the slider, inside the slider, and you can also put the dots outside the slider or right on the slider. In different ways and as your heart desires. Now we'll add some color to make it clear that this is the active selected element. Next, we move on to the settings. You can remove unnecessary indents, and in general, you can change a lot of things on our slider, add various things like animation, display, add a border or something like that. Just look at how many things there are. You can add some background, color it or something else, but we don't need it yet, so let's move on to the container. We'll set the full width for the container, then go to another tab and we need to remove the extra padding. Click here and here. This is to make our slider completely full screen. The next step is to do a simple filter check of everything, to see if everything was done as planned and if it looks great. It looks like we need to add more height, say 500 or 510 pixels. And now everything looks good, so we have to save our results by clicking the Update button. To preview the result, click this button and then click Preview. The result of our work is a beautiful slider with pictures and buttons, even with animation. So thank you all for your attention. See you soon.